Right, welcome back to Walking the Wainwrights, and today we're in the wild west, or the far western fells, to pick up 5 today, starting with Grike, Crag Fell, Caw Fell, Haycock and Lank Rigg. Now I've had a wonderful start to the walk. I've been passed by a farmer herding what looks like a couple of dozen horses. But yeah, it's about 12 miles loop, this one, and plenty of free parking down the bottom there. Anybody else here? Just gone 8:30 or so, so aye, let's get up this fell and we'll have a look out at Ennerdale for the first time. Never been here before, so I'm excited to see Ennerdale, and particularly Wasdale, from this vantage point. So why not come along with me? Let's go. So yeah, like I say, it's my first time in this area and it's always a little bit daunting, but when you get here you have a look at the fells around, and never seen these before. Well, I've been on a few of those ones over there, but not seen them from this angle, so I can't quite tell what they are yet. It'll come to me as we get further up, but I'm looking over here and I'm seeing hills that way, and I'm thinking, wonder why that's not a Wainwright. And that's what I see as much as I go through all these Wainwrights. You start noticing the fells that aren't Wainwrights and think, well, why didn't you pick that one as well? So yeah, I'm excited to, once I've completed this round of them, maybe go on to some of these outlying ones like up there and just pick up a few extra ones, you know, just to embed the area a bit more into my brain. Wow, look at this. A little bit chilly today, potentially rain later. There are some clouds, but I am promised clear skies. So yeah, apparently it's a pretty gradual walk up Grike, first of all, through this forest coming up here. But yeah, lovely little start, nice gradual ascent. Oh, what a day. And yeah, just having a little bit of a think there why Wainwright might not have chose some of these outlying hills. I think it's just a simple lack of time. He probably just didn't have enough. And that's something I'm finding now as well. I'll do this walk today, I'll go home and I'll add 3 more that I want to do when I have a little peruse on the internet. Fortunately, we've got convenient access to the Highlands now, really, and I guess Wainwright only had that in probably the later years of his life, really. So, and you couldn't go too far from a bus stop, as he says, so yeah, there's so much more to explore. I mean, I do have plans to go abroad, but I don't need to, especially with the climate today and how much everything costs. There's plenty here. Once we've got round the Lake District, we'll do the outliers, and there's plenty to do in Scotland. That'll last me the best part of the next 10 years, I'd imagine. And then I'll find something else. There's always something to do. You always find yourself adding, never completing your lists. And yeah, that's probably just what it is. Not enough time to get around all these. Unless you just focus in one area your whole life. Tell you what, if you want a Christmas tree, this is the place to come. Every single size catered for, I would say. They must not take them from here, as this would be barren. It's got that autumn smell in the air, even though it's just turned summer. The pine of Christmas. Well, 6 months till then. Right, I think we can see the first fell top coming into view now of Grike, just up there. That hasn't taken long at all. I remember as a boy we used to go walking around our local forest. My parents would always point out these plants to me, or these flowers. Is it a foxglove? I'm not sure. These purple things here. And as a kid, everything's literal, so I couldn't work out why, and it stressed me, even thinking back as a 5-year-old, why they would call that a foxglove. So I'm thinking, how do foxes wear them as gloves? Oh well, take me back to then. Young, free and innocent. As opposed to old, free and corrupted. There's a few cars parked up here. Quite high up really. Must be a lonin. It's no good for us though, because we're doing a loop round back onto the main road, but yeah. Looks like if you can't be bothered doing that initial climb, you can have the climbing, because that's pretty much all that's left of this fell. Yeah, we're looking over here. I believe that's the 5th of the day, Lank Rigg. And in the clouds over yonder we've got Caw Fell and Haycock. Hopefully that'll clear out by the time we get there. So I'm told Haycock is one of the best views in the Lake District, of which there are many. But yeah, from watching other people's videos, Matt does mountains and things like that, yeah, he had quality views off there. Congratulations on completing your Wainwrights. Hopefully I won't be too far behind you. Right, it looks like we're about to peel off the track now here to the left and nip up to the first Wainwright of the day of Grike. Right, we're a couple hundred metres up now. We're looking back and we're already at the height where that forest we walk through looks quite small. Anybody else about today? I haven't brought any food with me today because I feel it just adds to the weight. Plenty of water today, I'm not making that mistake again. Plenty of liquid, although it is kind of wet today, so there's plenty of puddles and that to drink from if I wanted to. Oh dear. Oh. Right, here we are. That was quicker than expected. Just approaching the first Wainwright of the day of Grike. Right, here we are on the summit of the first fell of the day of Grike. We can just about see Ennerdale, but not quite yet. Hey, It's stunning. Oh yes, it's clearing up. Sadly not over by Haycock yet, but plenty of time to go yet. This is I believe Crag Fell just here, which is the next one of the day before we drop down and back up onto Caw Fell and Haycock before returning on ourselves Lank Rigg and then back down into the valley. So I'm gonna have a quick 5 minutes here and plod on to Crag Fell. Wow, what a lot of green. Stunning. Okay, so we're just leaving the summit of Grike and we're going to make the short trek over to Crag Fell now, I think it is. Doesn't look too far away. And that should give us the best shots of Ennerdale for the day. I think these are the Lowes waterfalls just over here. Kind of semi-recognise them as I've been on them, but like I say, not seen them from this angle. Can be confusing, but yeah, looks like a distinct path on this one for the majority of the way. Can't see too much trouble ahead. Trying to clear the skies over Haycock, but looking at where the wind's coming, I'm not optimistic because there's a lot of black cloud coming in, but we'll see. Next stop, Crag Fell. Yeah, I keep repeating, it is weird seeing these fells from this angle. Using all my brain power to work out what each of them are. But that's what it is, it's just all experience. Once you've been somewhere and walked the path, it just gets imprinted in your mind and builds that 3D map in your mind, which is always developing. You just get better and better at navigation and knowing what to look for. Still get scared at the start of the walk. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I feel if you're going up a mountain and it doesn't scare you, there's a part of your brain not connected somewhere, because it's important to have fear. Fear is respect, in a way. This is right at the edge, the western edge of the Lake District here. I'd say probably the only quieter area than this would be the Northern Fells, back of Blencathra area. Pretty sure the eastern and central are most popular by far, but yeah, haven't really touched the Western Fells yet, and they are some of the best, so yeah, looking forward to getting around them and documenting them. Right, so we're just working our way up Crag Fell, the second Wainwright of the day. Easy going really, just nice soft grass. Looks a bit like that all the way around, to be fair. So yeah, should be good. Can't get over these views to the sea there, how flat it is, you know. I think you can just about see Sellafield now, peeking out yonder. Aye, grand stuff. Right, I can just about see the summit cairn of Crag Fell now. Let's get over there. Some gasping for a cup of tea. Jesus. 2.5 mile, nearly 3 mile without tea is no fun for anybody. Right, here we are on top of the second one of the day, Crag Fell, overlooking Ennerdale. We're overlooking over to the High Style range over here, think it's Great Bourne, Starling Dodd, Red Pike, High Style, High Crag at the end there. Wow, I recognise them, quite straightforward, yeah. That's quite a big lake. I never thought it was that big, to be fair. But yeah, you can see why people wild camp up here. There's so much flat grass overlooking there, quite secluded. You can get out of the wind down there if you wanted to. But yeah, without further ado, it's time for a brew. Oh yes. Steaming hot cup of tea on the top of Crag Fell. Cheers. Oh, that's hit the spot. Right, the rest of the route now is we're going to head up onto Caw Fell, which is the next one of the day, then Haycock, then we're going to descend back down, following, there's a wall up and down it, and then we're going to go over to Lank Rigg. Now, doesn't look far by eyesight really, but it looks like there's a lot more ascent because we're only at about 400 odd meters here, I believe, if that. So, and we're going up to near 800, so yeah, a lot more to come. I'm going to finish my brew and crack on.
First time I ever saw you, I fell in love when you entered the room. And when the light hit your face, we were just kids, but I knew right away that I will be with you until I stop breathing. I will keep loving you as long as my heart's beating. Oh, hold me close, promise you won't let go. I'm nothing without you, I don't know what I would do without you. You are the one I choose, I wanna grow old with you. I'm nothing without you, I don't know what I would do without you. Even though years have gone by, I'm still in love with the way that you smile. And when I look in your eyes, I know that I will be with you the rest of my life. I will be with you until I stop breathing. I will keep loving you as long as my heart's beating. Oh, hold me close, promise you won't let go. I'm nothing without you, I don't know what I would do without you. You are the one I choose, I wanna grow old with you. I'm nothing without you, I don't know what I would do without you. Do without you, do without you, you, do without you, you, do without you, you, do without you, do without you. We're like kids in the ballrooms, dancing all night with our stomachs full of butterflies. First time I saw your face, I fell in love. Oh, I can't believe you are mine. I'll never let you down, I'll never let you down. Oh, hold me close, promise you won't let go. I'm nothing without you, I don't know what I would do
Right, here we are on top of the highest point of today, Haycock. I think it's maybe about 800 meters. Oh yes, it's opened up down to Ennerdale now. That's what I've been waiting for. I've been delaying coming up the hill just to see if some of this clag will lift, and yeah, whoa, I've had a bit of a result there. Sadly it's clagged in down Wasdale area, but I'll stay here for another 5-10 minutes to see if it improves. But yeah, wow, that's not bad. It's been beautiful, crystal clear. Yeah, I can see probably the end of the clag coming now, so if I stay up here another 10 minutes then it should open up down into Wasdale. So fingers crossed. I'll get them shots and then we'll head our way back down over Caw Fell, which was the 4th of the day, which you've seen on the video there. Yeah, the sun's trying to come out up here. Nice lot of flat area to pitch a tent on Haycock. I'm just going to nip over to this knobble over here, away from the summit, and see what we can see down here. Here we are. So it was definitely worth me hanging around for 10 minutes or so up here. There's the summit just up there, not too far down, but I've came down to this outlying crag here. Yes, we can see down onto Wastwater now. So yeah, I'm so far west at the moment, I'm actually getting a signal from the Isle of Man from my mobile phone roaming, and just came up. But yeah, this is beautiful. Wow. Ooh. Aye. Looking down at Wastwater, I think it's Greendale over there. Sea Talons came out of the clag now, I think Middle Fell that might be. Still yet to do those, but that'll be coming up shortly. And then we're looking this way up onto Pillar, I believe. Aye. That might be you, Barrow, I'm not quite certain, but anyway. Look at that, sounds like a blooming rag up here. Anyway, I'm going to head back up to the summit now, head back down onto Caw Fell, retrace my steps over that, and then round onto Lank Rigg before making the descent back to the car. Right, so we're just descending Haycock now. Thankfully all the skies have cleared again. Ennerdale has opened up and you can see where we're going, retracing our steps back over Caw Fell, and Lank Rigg is in the distance, quite a way in the distance actually, but it is relatively easy going, nice soft grass and the like. So I'm going to head over there and bag me a 5th for the day. Let's go. Right, so we're just down from Haycock. We're passing a little crag here. I think it's called Little Gouda Crag or something like that. It's quite interesting because it's got a wall directly over it, all the way down and on both sides there. I'm just wondering how the meeting went that day. Like, I'm sure the people building the wall said, can we just build round the crag? And the boss would have went, no, we want to build over it. And the workers will be like, oh, that'll take ages. And the boss will be like, yeah, we better get started then. A wall over a little notch. Fascinating, these walls. I could talk about stone walls for a good week, I think, and probably still not get bored. Right, so we're just back on Caw Fell now, looking back at where we've descended Haycock. Probably made the right decision to move on because the clag's still touching the top of that hill there, although it has opened up over Ennerdale, which is good news. But yeah, it's pretty easy walking now for the rest. Little pull up onto Lank Rigg, but it doesn't look too bad. And yeah, oh yes, we can see down to the sea now. The clag is clearing up in that area. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this walk, I must admit. I mean, West is always a great walk. I mean, you can't beat these fells really. The eastern fells are nice, but yeah, the ruggedness and crags and things like that of the landscape in this area are just unique. Look at all the different layers there and hills coming into the picture from each side, and yeah, they don't have to be massive hills for a decent walk. Haycock isn't a small one by any means, but thoroughly enjoyed it, and I recommend this one to anybody really. Anyway, next stop, Lank Rigg. I'd just be a little bit careful when you're on this fell as well, because what I have noticed, and I've gone over twice now, these little potholes, and they're so covered up. Look at that. They're deeper than they look, and you don't see them, and oh my god, I've almost twisted my ankle off, I would say, but I've got away with it, I think. Oh, there's quite a few of them, especially by that forest that's been felled by Crag Fell. I've noticed I went down up to my knee in a pothole, got soaked. But yeah, just a word of caution on this route, there are potholes, just keep an eye out for them. If you've got sticks you should be alright, you can point them out, but if you're not walking with sticks, then yeah, keep your eyes on the floor. Right, so there's a couple of different ways here you can go on the map. My map's telling me to go that way, down this fell and straight back up Lank Rigg, although I've watched other people's videos and they do say that is quite a grueling descent and ascent. So what I'm going to do is retrace my steps back over this fell here, and you can go round onto Lank Rigg via this smaller fell over here. It looks like a more gradual ascent, and it does look like you don't lose as much ascent as you would going right down to the beck down there. So this is the way that the people I've watched have recommended it, and looking at maps I think I'd agree with them. So right, so we've walked along the path that took us to Haycock, and now we can see Crag Fell and Grike again. We've been at a junction, and there's a path here that goes over this small fell here and then up onto Lank Rigg. We're just working our way up the final ascent of the day up to Lank Rigg, number 5 for the day. Whew. Looks like a big pull, but I guess they all would when you're this deep into a walk. Still just grass, so nice to walk on. The legs are starting to feel it now. Oh, just have to get back over there yet. Oh god. Right, we're nearly at the top of Lank Rigg, and the energy is just depleted. Oh, not much more climbing to go though. Look at how steep that is. Good lord. Oh, what a place. Old Haycock's still in clag, so I don't think we're going to get any good views today up there. So we're just on the top of Lank Rigg. That looks a little bit higher over there, so I'm going to have my cup of tea next to that summit cairn, I think. Okay, so instead of going down the conventional path of Lank Rigg, which would see me heading back the way I came up, I've decided just to freewheel it down the side of the hill here. That'll cut off quite a chunk of the journey, and it is a gradual descent. It's pretty safe, just grass underfoot. So yeah, that's going to get me down much quicker than following the regular path. Okay, so that's us down Lank Rigg now. We've thrown ourselves down there. Just a gradual kind of a path now, but I can see it connects onto a proper path, and it's going to skirt around the side of that hill there and take us back round onto the road. I have to say this would be pretty tricky navigation if it was clagged in. You definitely would need a compass to make sure you're going in the right direction, because it's very open. You end up anywhere. But yeah, on days like this, I see a path, I make a beeline for it. No strategy. Oh no, there's an accident waiting to happen here. I can probably just make this one here. Ooh. Luckily the tops of the rocks are out of the water, otherwise it'd be very, very slippery. Apologies for the language. Oh. Whoa. Oh, right. Not the most elegant river crossing, but we've crossed the river, or the beck. Right, so we're back onto the path now, which is just a straight shot back to the starting point from here. So I thought it'd be a good time to sign off the adventure. This has been the Far Western Fells. 5 Wainwrights today. We started this morning on Grike, Crag Fell, Caw Fell, Haycock, and we've just descended Lank Rigg. So I'm thoroughly happy with the day's work, and it's just time to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the fells again soon. Peace.